Hello and welcome to Miss Hannah Loves Grammar. In this video we're going to be concentrating on some quick quotes on the Ghost of Christmas Past. But first let's concentrate on what happens with this ghost when we encounter them in Stave 2 of the novel. So, it is the first spirit to visit Scrooge, arriving as the clock strikes 1. It's quite an odd spirit that appears to be both old and young at exactly the same time. It shows Scrooge visions of his childhood and young adulthood that he doesn't really want reminding on. Whilst it's gentle and quiet as a spirit, not speaking much, we also realise this spirit is firm and commanding and shows Scrooge visions that are painful for him to witness, such as his lost love Belle and her family. When Scrooge can take no more, he actually tries to extinguish the spirit's light with his own cap. However, the light that shines from the ghost cannot be put out. Very poignant, I think. So Dickens' intention really within this moment in the novel is probably to share with the reader the past challenges that have brought Scrooge to this miserly point where he has little time for others. The first quote that we see is from the narrator in this stave. A solitary child neglected by his friends is left there still. Solitary as an adjective implies that someone is lonely. And here we feel as readers sympathy for Scrooge, that he was lonely in that moment. The verb neglected is harsh and negative, and it heightens the sense that as a child he was rejected by his friends, his peers, and it would seem to us others, where there's not much mention of a family in his younger life. The verb left amplifies the sense this is a traumatic isolation that he experienced. He was left there still, and in that instance, the word still reminds us he was rejected by others. It's almost as if this is put here by Dickens to suggest to us, is this a motive for him becoming miserly? Our next quote is from the Ghost of Christmas Past themselves. A small matter to make these silly folks so full of gratitude. This is actually a reference to his first boss, Fezziwig. The fact it's a small matter refers to the fact it costs nothing to be polite. This is a lovely, joyful Christmas party that Fezziwig has put on. Additionally, the fact that they're described as silly folks, it's almost like this frivolous joy around work colleagues being together. And it's as if Scrooge had modelled to him what excellence as a boss was. Unfortunately, though, it's as if he's forgotten it until the Ghost of Christmas Past shows him. The fact that they're so full of gratitude implies joy and glee in the party their boss has laid out for them. It's not really the dynamic that we see between him and Bob Cratchit as we read on. And the abstract noun gratitude here, it signals respect from others, something that Scrooge doesn't really care about with the characters we encounter with him so far. The final quote that resonates across Stave 2 from the Ghost of Christmas Past actually comes from Scrooge's former flame, Belle. She says, I have seen your nobler aspirations fall off one by one until the master passion gain engrosses you. Instantly, this is a very emotive retelling. Actually, she's about to break off their engagement. But the fact she's seen her concerns emerge is very important. The fact also that we realise he did have nobler aspirations, maybe to be with her, maybe for a better life to help others, is important for us as readers to note. She has seen decline in him though, and then the comparative adjective nobler suggests it was there but it's diminished. The verb fall off signals he has gradually changed, and the reality that it's been one by one suggests the shift downwards has very much disappointed her. She describes it as his master passion. The use of the word master here suggests it overrides everything they had. His ambitions have made him selfish. And as if that weren't enough, visually on the page as readers, we see the capitalisation of the word gain. It's as if it has taken more value than anything else they have. And as if that weren't enough, it emphasises his overall greed. The verb engrosses you is almost addictive. It reminds the reader that Scrooge chose his own selfish desire over a relationship and allowed it to consume him. Very poignant.